Hi guys. So basically, just so that we can all work on the wiki, because each of us have to actually take a turn at being in charge of the wiki and of the project, and instead of training everybody individually one by one, I thought I would just make another tutorial just on how to create your own section and do some of the things that I did in my template, and you guys can go from there, and then you can ask any questions if you have any. So if we look at right now the way the hierarchy is set up, if I go to project definition and it takes it into here, and this was the layout, and thinking back, I probably should have added one more page so I could have separated the document, but for right now this is fine, and this will work for being consistent. I made this Project Excel Addy link that we can just start adding here and make the links to it. So if we look at the one that exists, if I go to analysis, then it has links to all the other sections of the analysis phase, and that's essentially how I have it set up. It's using a table of contents, which, if you'll notice, takes us basically to different sections of that actual um, section that is on this page, so that if some of the pages you might have may have a whole bunch of stuff, and I just didn't put a back button because there's not that much on this page, but essentially these guys, I'm going to show you how to do this so we can have these little links and sublinks to take us to different sections, how to tie it all together. If we look at the sitemap, the hierarchy that I'm using is essentially off of the project description. And this is for the analysis phase, and everybody who's working on a different section creates. Made the pages for people, and then you guys just populated it because I thought that would be the easiest way, and just to be consistent and keep the look consistent. And we see there's a new page that's created, the design phase, that's already been started. And here it is here. So the only thing since it's already started, it's starting to kick in, is I'm going to show you how to use some of the things from the other pages to link it in and start to add that menu so that people can navigate easily back and forth inside of it. So I'm just going to, let's hit the back button a little bit. And if we look at just some of the content for the analysis phase, where we have the links, the content is specific to whatever is on the particular page, and that's kind of neat. And then just the content that you would populate it in by doing an insert or cutting and pasting, or however, depending on the content that you're trying to put in. So first, let's just tie in that new design page to here, right? So we see that there's already one created. So all I'd have to do is edit this piece right here. So we're just going to edit this page. We go in, and here it is here. So then I would just click, oh, here's the design, and I want to actually make a link for it. So I'm selecting, just like that's what I did for this one, select inside of here, link, and then you see it shows me my sitemap, and then I can easily just navigate right to that page. There's the design phase right there, boom, and then I just hit OK. You also have the option of opening a link in a brand new window instead of just replacing the existing one. This is sometimes good if you're going to do something that's going to be a floating image or a chart and you don't want people to leave the previous page. But we're just going to replace it so that we're toggling and you don't have a million pages while people are bouncing back and forth. So I just hit OK. See, there's the link there. I can just click back. Now we see it's highlighted. Leave everything else the same, and all this is just a text box that I inserted and basically laid out and designed. I gave it a title, 400 with pixels. That's how it's not going all the way to the end. It didn't need to because there's not a lot of content, just a few links, and we'll just keep adding them as we go. And then I hit save. And of course, I have to hit save here for that to actually work. Now, you'll see it works here, and I'm going to show you something. If I hit design, lo and behold, it takes me right to that design phase. Now, funny thing is, when I go back, you'll notice it's gone. And that doesn't mean it didn't take or whatever, it just means that you need to refresh, because it's still going off of the original cache of this page. So now the design link is working fine. I can click on it, and now if I go back, it stays there. So that's the first thing. Okay. So as we would look, let's click on the design page. And as we'd look and say, oh wow, okay, this is some of the things that we're going to have to do. I've got sequencing description, Keisha has instructional message, Robert has strategies, strategies table, and etc. So we just need to, if we're going to keep with the same format, make a brand new page for each of these that links to this one. Now, if you want to be consistent with it, we can actually just kind of go back. We could just have links here. If we want to be consistent, let's say we are going to, let's pick mine first, why not? So, team member A, that's me, Ty, sequencing description. And what I was doing was I would actually start off by just grabbing something like so. I'm just going to copy that. Okay. And I'm going to make a new page that's going off of the design page called sequencing. So I'm going to create a new page. I want to choose a different location. Oh no, that's right. So put under the design page. That's fine. This is if it's going to be just hierarchy wise under a different page. This is fine. We want it underneath the actual design page. That's fine. Bink. So we can close that up. That's great. Name your page. What I'd originally did was, before I'd populated them, I just named them based off of what the actual one was. So let me, if I back up just so we could take a look. So I called the pages originally A1, D1, just for the ADDI abbreviations that we were using. So let me actually, just so you can kind of see. Let's just call this one sequencing description. So I'm just going to copy this right here. Copy that for right now. And now I'll make that new page. I'm going to call it paste sequencing description. You see it pops into here. And we're going to put it underneath the design phase so we can see what the URL is. Boom, 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 boom. That's looking okay. And we're just going to hit create. It'll take a second for it to calculate. There's the sequencing description, and we're going to save that for right now. We just want the page in there. And now I'm going to go back to where it says design phase. We can see it has the little links there. Now, just to get me started, so I know what the deuce I'm doing, I can actually just grab this whole section right here. Oops, jinkies, hold on. Grab that, copy. Now, because I haven't made a link to it yet, the only way I can actually find it easily, because it's a sub, is right down here or go through the sitemap. So it's a sub page, that's why we see it down here. So either here or through the sitemap. So I'm going to click there. And we'll make a better link for it. I just want to populate this just so you can see it. So I'm making my page and showing you so that this will help everybody when they're actually doing it. Edit. And I'm just going to paste that right in. Boom. And there's my starting point. And then I'm going to borrow for some of the stuff, so where it says sequencing description, I'm actually going to change that to design phase dash sequencing description. And that way anybody who goes to the page, they're going to know that, oh, this is the phase of the ADDIE that's all the content of design. So I'm going to save that. Okay. So now, boom, right there. And you'll notice that if we go back to analysis, once again, now we're starting to keep things pretty clean and consistent. And that just leaves a content, table of contents, as well as links that we can actually navigate back and forth within. This navigates within the analysis phase. We need a version of this for the actual content. Or the design phase, sorry. So that basically means on that page that I was at, I need to have some links. Okay. So, and I also can't forget that under design, I also want want my links here so I can bounce back and forth and just be able to navigate a little bit easier. And that way, as we build on all these different phases, things don't radically change too much, and then it'll make life a whole lot easier. Okay, so I just want to add those things in. Let's go to mine here, and I'm going to do a few things. So actually I'm going to back up so I can just go back to analysis, and I'm just going to grab some stuff, then we can just change it as we see fit. So I'm just going to grab these, even though these aren't the actual links, but they'll just make it a little bit easier. Okay. Then I go project definition, design phase, my little sub page, actually not in here. Right here is where I want to be able to start to link to those different sections that are here. Okay, and actually this should work out. So we have our layout here. So just so that we can actually bounce around a little bit, I could just post them here, or I can make these the links in between them. Like I said, it might be good just to have it consistent so that everything's in the same place in each section and we don't have to figure it out. But I'll just show you how to do it here, and then Keisha, for your section, you can complete it or adjust it, and everybody else can kind of follow suit. So where are we to go here? I'm just going to copy that. And let's say I'm just going to move this down just a little bit. Sorry, Keisha. Sorry. And I'm just going to paste this in. Okay. Let's say we just have this here, right? So Ty, he's handling, as in me, sequencing description. This becomes my link. So I'd select this, link it, and inside of here, my sitemap, design phase, oh, there it is right there, boom, and hit OK. See? And then we would just follow suit with all the other ones. So I'd put Robert, strategies table, be right here, so on and so forth when I hit save. And now we can see that this is starting to come together a lot easier, where now I can up right there. So this is just waiting for me to put my stuff in once I've created it. And whoops, and once again I hit back, and you go, oh no, it's gone. It's still there. If I hit save, all I have to do is just refresh, and there it is there, because when you hit back, it doesn't actually refresh the page. It goes back to what the page previously used to be, not what it is. And that actually clears the cache and forces it to double check on the internet, hey, is this how it's laid out? Now it is, and now that's working fine. I can click on it, takes me here, goes back, and then we would just add the same for all those. The only other thing I just want to show is how to do that table of contents. And so if I go to this one, I'm just going to do one in my page here. So if I edit my existing page, and imagine I start to put in all of the stuff that I want to bring into there. Let's say chapter 1. And let's say I'm going to select that, and let's just format the text real quick. Nope, you're going to be black. And we're just going to make you normal, bold, and not even italicized, just that. Maybe, boom. Okay, so this would be where I want to jump to in my table of contents, but first I need a table of contents. And just so you can kind of see, if I copy that, just so, paste. And I'm just doing this for example purposes. Alright, so I've got these down. I'm going to move these down a little bit. And right about here, after, let's say, we've had the list of all of our names, because you want them on all pages so we don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. We can just click on it and jump from section to section within the phase. So every one of these, mine will have the other ones, Keisha's will have it, and so on and so forth, team member, all the different team members. But I'm going to go and insert table of contents. And that pops that right there. Show all levels with, you can keep it at 250, you can make it 400, depending on how big. I'd have to double check and see how wide it is. Let me try 250. I think I actually had it at maybe 400. I'll have to double check. I think it was at 400. Let's just try that real quick. 400. Yeah, that's better. Just like that. Alright, so you'll notice if I hit save, it has team member A, and that's it. But you're like, wait a minute, why does it have that? And that's because of when you edit this text in these sections, there's the formatting. So if I actually look at this and I say, no, I don't want that to be, I'm going to remove text formatting. And I'm just going to make this a 12. Okay. Normal text. Okay. Save. No headings, right? So what I would do is I would edit, and I would choose, oh, this chapter 1, you are going to be a heading 2. You may see a little shift, and this guy right here is going to be a heading 2. Save. Now sometimes it gets a little confused depending on how you hit return. That actually worked out fine. You see that? They're both showing because they're both on the page itself. See? You'll also notice that on some of my pages I had these, in chapter 1 there was this. So maybe there's articles or different sections to this one, right? So it could be inside of here, inside of chapter 1, we also have part 1, part 2, part 3. Okay, and I'm going to grab all of those. So let me just do this. And let's just make it consistent. And okay, and make sure that the formatting is normal. Yes. So this would now be a format of heading 3, which means it's a section inward, and you notice it adjusted. This would be heading 3, this would be heading 3. And you have to make sure, because if there's text in between, sometimes it gets kind of screwy. And you may have to like release it. You'd go in and say formatting normal and then go back, but now you could see it's there. See that? So now I have all these different sections that are there. Okay. And if it gets too long, you can just add one and do kind of the reverse, have a back button. But this should actually be it. So I'd have each of the pages have my name and, the names of the different sections of the phase inside of there. This is how you do the table of contents. And then we just have this growing hierarchy that if we look in the sitemap, as we get to development and so on, we're going to have, here's analysis phase and all of our pages. Here's the design phase, all our pages, and so on and so forth. And then that should keep it pretty clean and consistent, so anybody who's looking at it, whether it be us or the teacher or other students, they can find it really, really easily. Sorry about that. Find everything really, really easily, and that should be it. Okay, great. So let me know if you guys have any questions, but that should help out. And that should do it. Thanks.